Hey everybody, this is Robert People of RobertPeople.com, and you are listening to People's Core. Thanks for tuning in. Today is Wednesday, November 27th, 2019, and tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So, hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone's getting ready today. If you have not, if you're able to, get out there and go ahead and do what you need to do, get what you need to pick up. A lot of people still work today, so of course, keep your focus on that. Not everyone has the luxury of being off, so of course, you got to do what you need to do for your family. Go ahead and make that happen. So today, what I would like to talk about is simply this. Let's say, for example, someone came to me, or better yet, let me say it this way. You go to someone, go to one of your friends, whatever their names are, and you say, hey, I'll use my name for example. Say, hey, Rob, man, I need to borrow $20. And I say, oh, yeah, sure. I'll give it to you in 35 days. You'd be like, what? I say, yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll loan it to you in 35 days. You think that's kind of silly, right? Let's say, I don't know. Let's say there's a checkup, doctor's checkup of some type, medical check, whatever it is. If you mammogram, cancer screening, whatever it is you have. Hey, Rob, I need you to do me a favor. Take me over to the doctor so I can, get this checkup done. And I say, yeah, I'll do it. In about 35 days, I'll let you know. You're like, what? Again, that's silly, right? You can stick anything. I think you get the idea, but you can stick anything in there and, ask me anything. And I say, yeah, I got you in 35 days. Some of y'all might not understand this, but we have 35 days, about 35 days. I might be off by a day or two. But anyway, in the 30s, days before January 1st, before the new year. Why are we waiting until January 1st to do things we know we need to do right now? Why are you holding off? What is the reason for holding off until January 1st for what you know you got to take care of right now? Whether it is starting your health journey, whether it's eating better, whether it's going after that one goal that you've avoided for so long, trying this out, trying that out, doing this, doing that, getting a job, whatever it is. Why do we wait until January 1st? When are some of your birthdays? Is everybody's birthday? Chances are, I don't know for sure, but I got a pretty good feeling that everybody's birthdays are not January 1st. Right? What if it was? What if God chose to wait until January 1st before creating you? Now, someone clever out there is going to be like, well, then my birthday would just be January 1st then. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. God created you because it was time. Yeah, God could have waited until January 1st. But God was ready to create you right now because God saw great things in you. We have to get to this place. We have to stop delaying greatness because it's not ideal. And we do that a lot. We do that so much. We will not try something. We will not continue something. It's not even about trying, because sometimes it's about continuing too. It's not always about doing something for the first time, something that we've never done. We have to learn and teach ourselves. Sometimes it's just picking up where we left off. If you, I know a lot of people who work out and they stop when the holidays come. So it's not always about something you don't know. But the situation always has to be ideal. It has to be perfect. Oh man, it's a little cold outside. I'm not going to work out today. Not only am I not going to work out, but I'm not even going to go to a gym that I'm able to go to, because that means I have to step outside in order to get there. Everything has to be perfectly ideal. Oh, Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Well, I can't work out now. I got to wait till Thanksgiving's over with. And of course, after Thanksgiving, now we got Christmas. So I'll just throw away the entire month over one meal, over 2 meals. I'll throw all that away. But 35 days. 35 days. Again, or whatever it is, but 35 days approximately, we'll just say. You ask someone to borrow money like I said when I started this thing. You ask someone to borrow money, and they tell you, yeah, I'll give it to you in 35 days. You would look at them like they were totally stupid. You would look at them like they were crazy. Like why 35 days? Do you have it now? And they're like, yeah, I got it now. I'm just going to hold off 35 days before I give it to you. You're like, why? I need it now. And I'm sorry, I forgive my laughter, but this is what we do. Some may say, oh, that's not the same thing. It is the same thing. It is. Because you're saying today, you are saying today that you need to do it. You know right now that you need to make it happen. So why are you waiting 35 days to start? Every situation, newsflash, every situation is not going to be perfectly ideal for you. But I come back to my original question. What if God waited? All kinds of things could have happened. And it's far deeper, again, than just saying, well, my birthday would just be January 1st then. The point is, God saw greatness in you and he was ready for you to shine. He was ready to bring you into the world so that you can go ahead and be great. You don't have 35 days to wait for greatness. Don't delay the greatness because wait for 35 days. Don't delay that. Greatness is it's time. It's time for greatness right now. My birthday's in July. My wife's in September. God wanted it that way. Everybody's birthday doesn't need to be on January 1st. God didn't wait for January 1st to create the greatness, the beauty, the wonder that is you. And every last one of you listening to this applies to you. This applies to you. Yes, God could have waited until January 1st, but he wanted your birthday to be March 5th. He wanted yours to be August 23rd. He wanted yours to be December 15th. If you had no idea what the date was, it wouldn't matter. If you lived in a place such as, let's say, I don't know, maybe Miami, Florida, or in a cold climate where you don't notice the seasons really that much, or where where one single day doesn't give you an indication of the time of year it is, a clear indication at least, you wouldn't care. So why are we letting what the calendar says dictate our greatness? And so many people start early. This is actually kind of late into the game because Thanksgiving is tomorrow. But some people, Halloween, the eating of the kid, and some of y'all eat y'all kids' candy. We know this, okay? Be honest with yourselves. Halloween is when everything just shuts down. Everything just stops. I'm not going to the gym anymore. I'm not going to go outside and run anymore. I'm not going to do, anything that I want to do, I'm just going to put everything on hold until New Year's. All those days. November has 30 days. December has 31. That's 61 days that you're putting off. How much can you accomplish in 61 days? And we're not talking about that. I'm just going back to when some folks start. Let's go back to my original, right to that original number where we are right now, 35. How much can you accomplish in 35 days? If you exercise every other day over the course of 35 days, that's 17 workouts you can get in. 17. How much better off would you be after working out for 17 days? Come on. If you practiced something, how much better would you be even if you practiced only every other day? And again, I'm not even saying you got to do it every day. There are certain things that, you can do every day. Yeah, you should do every day. But even if I were to give you, okay, let me just give you every other day then. That's still quite a bit. Let's stop waiting. Stop waiting. How do you know God is even going to give you until January 1st? How are you guaranteed that? What if someone out there needs the results of your greatness now? What if they need that blessing now? What if they can't wait until January 1st? Let's say, for example, you go to the gym. You decide to go to the gym instead of waiting. That one person, or even better yet, let's say you're outside and you're running. I went for a run today. Let's say maybe one person looked out the window. They planned on waiting. But they looked out their window this morning and they said, you know what? That dude out here is running. And they've seen me do it before. And they decide, you know what? I'm going to go run. I'm running right now. I don't care. I'm not going to wait. Because of seeing me or because of seeing anyone. It doesn't have to be me. And let's say that person, hypothetically, is overweight or in such a poor health condition that starting that exercise now is what saves their lives. See, we never think about that. We let society tell us exactly what to do. We let society dictate that. And if you think that's a far-fetched situation, I can point you to all kinds of people who discovered when they were on the cusp, right at the edge, where a doctor told them you had maybe a couple days, you had maybe a week, you had maybe a month. If you didn't turn this thing around, you would be dead right now. There's a lot of situations. People are that's all over the place. So it's possible. You could be a blessing to someone now. You could be the difference, really, literally, the difference between life and death for someone when it comes to that. And people are inspired all kind of ways. But to see people just throw their hands up and shove everything in the closet and I'm not going to touch and do anything until January 1st, it's like you are throwing so much of your life away. And then this, you only live once and everybody enjoy your life in this generation and I'm not gonna say generation because people my age say the same thing. In this era of everybody, again, you gotta live once and all this and that. How is throwing everything aside until January 1st acknowledging that you only live once? How is that giving any type of respect to that? You only live once all during the year, but you don't live once at the end of the year? How many people have passed away at the end of the year with regrets that they haven't done certain things? People die every day with regrets. That's the sad part. And dying doesn't happen January 1st, January 2nd, January 15th. January 16th, February. It doesn't happen at those times. It happens all throughout the year, every single day. We can play that game of, well, if you died tomorrow, what would you do today throughout the year? But we don't think that way at the end of the year. When the end of the year comes, somehow we feel we are guaranteed all the way up to New Year's. God still brings people home at the end of the year. We got to live, y'all. We got to get out here and we got to live every day like it's your last. Every day. That means if it's in your heart and it's in your mind and God put it there for you to do, there's a reason he put it in your heart now. That's a reason he wanted you to do. He let you know today. If he wanted it in your heart on January 1st, that's when he would have put it in there. He didn't create you on January 1st because he sees bigger and better for you than that. He thinks more of you than to say, oh, just hold off. My wife tells me this all the time. You are the apple of God's eye. And if you're that person who believes in God, but you just can't see that, you just can't understand, well, how can I be so special to God? You are. You are. God made you unique. People run around all day copying each other and doing other, but God made you special. He made you unique. Your birthday is what it is because God says so. Let's stop putting off what we can do today. Let's stop putting off what we can do right now. You got 35 days. You can accomplish so much in that time period. So much. God put it in your heart now. God created you now at this time of year or any time other than January 1st. He put it in your heart now. That means he's ready for you to do it now. So let's stop waiting. Let's stop holding off like we just have forever, because not everybody does. What if something happens to you between now and the end of the year? To where now when January 1st gets here, you're not going to be able to do it anyway. You can make any argument against what I'm saying that you want, but understand what I'm telling you. You have 35 days until the new year. That's 35 days of exercise. That's 35 days practicing whatever craft you are interested in, whether it's acting, theater arts, whether it's writing, whether it's what else do we have? Whether it's working toward being a professional athlete, whatever it is. That's 35 days you get to practice that. And if you do it for even half of those days, you'll be so much better off than you are right now. Don't follow what society is doing. Society is waiting. Society is going to stuff their faces for the next 35 days and then scramble and play catch up when January 1st gets here, only to quit, all just to quit by January 4th. January 3rd. They're going to do it for about 2 days and then they're going to quit because now they're in a place where they have to do it. They're forced to do it at that point, which we know how much we know how obedient we are when we're forced to do something. We know how much we toe the line at that point, right? Do it now. Let January 1st be the 36th day that you do it. Let January 1st be like a regular day. Be like a normal day. Wake up January 1st and say, okay, I'm just ready. I'm just going to go ahead and start. I'm going to continue, I'm going to do this like I do any other time. Y'all get the idea. Y'all get what I'm saying. You got all this time. Don't wait. Don't wait. Y'all can do it. It's in your heart now. Do it now. All right, this is Robert People of RobertPeople.com. Thank y'all for listening. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.